When somebody says it must be boring, my answer is, we are talking about money. How can money ever be boring? No entrepreneur can afford to say कि फाइनेंस मैनेजमेंट मेरा काम नहीं है. इनफैक्ट बाकी सब काम छोड़ दो. You must understand business चलाने का एक ही objective होता है, and that is to make profit. One has to be very very clear about that.
The finance department, they play the role of that of an umpire. They're just maintaining the scorecard.
Everyone talks about the power of compounding. Very important concept, but there is an equally important concept called contribution, which not enough people understand.
Dr. Lamba, hi.
Can you see me? Can you hear me?
I can see you well, hear you crystal clear. How are you today? Can you see and hear me fine?
I can. Hi, how are you doing?
Very well, very well. Thank you, so much for joining us today.
Good to be with you.
Awesome. I'm so excited for this quick chat we have today here. And, like I said yesterday, and to all my audience, everyone who's watching, Romancing the Balance Sheet was one of the first books that I read a decade back when I joined my family business. And of all the learnings that I had, one learning that stayed, and I'm going to refer to my notes here quick, is how in your book you have, put a price on every decision. So every decision we make, financial acumen is not just in the balance sheet. It is also every decision we make at the top and in the middle level. And what it has done for me is it has made my decision making super fast because everything is attached to a rupee value now. So one of the greatest learnings was this, Doctor. So thank you for joining us today.
Great to be with you.
Yes. So I'm gonna jump right into the questions we have prepared. When I shared with my audience that we are having you here today, some of them have done your programs, some of them have also read your books, and I'm going to quickly share a quick feedback that I got from one of my friends. His name is Varun Bajaj. He's a top lawyer in Gurgaon. And when he got to know that you and I are going to have this chat today, he's like, the art of genius is to keep it simple. And Dr. Anil has that art.
That's true. You know what happens? The subject of finance is perceived to be. There are two misconceptions people have. It is, number one, perceived to be a difficult subject. And number two, it's perceived to be a boring subject. And both these are misconceptions. They are myths. And when somebody says it must be boring, my answer is, we are talking about money. How can money ever be boring? And number two, it's not difficult at all. So what Varun was saying was, one of the missions I have is to make it sound, listen, this is child's play. Because you think it is difficult, you stay away from the subject. Because you stay away from the subject, the whole business pays a price. Because no entrepreneur can afford to say कि फाइनेंस मैनेजमेंट मेरा काम नहीं है. इनफैक्ट बाकी सब काम छोड़ दो, यही करो आप, your business will do well. In the sense that one must understand every aspect of business is important. If you're a manufacturing company, production is as important as marketing, as HR, as purchase, as finance. But the question, as the top person, as the owner, as the entrepreneur, you take care of it, and what should you delegate? अंगद एक जमाने में ना कई साल पहले 80s में 90s तक the belief was the owner should be production oriented. So, every child used to go for engineering and so on. That means let marketing be handled by hired staff, let finance be handled by hired staff. Owner ko manufacturing aani chahiye. The next decade they realized that, agar banana aayega, bechna nahi aayega, you will still get into trouble. So if you see every management college, 90% people used to do marketing. Then the trend shifted towards marketing. Uske baad realization आई that you may know how to make, you may know how to sell, but if you can't handle your finance, the company will still pay a price. And I therefore point is the top person should be finance oriented. And another thing people realize a very difficult way that finance management doesn't happen only in the finance department. In fact, very, very little finance management happens in the finance department. most finance management or mismanagement is happening outside the finance department.
Absolutely.
And therefore, unless financial literacy goes top to bottom, as you started saying, every action has a financial implication. Frankly speaking, number one, we must understand business चलाने का एक ही objective होता है, and that is to make profit. One has to be very, very clear about that. It's nothing to be ashamed about. It's something to be proud about. Because in our country, the attitude was profit is a bad word. We have paid a heavy price for it. अगर आपको चैरिटी भी करनी है ना, तो आपका चैरिटेबल ऑर्गेनाइजेशन शुड बी जनरेटिंग अ सरप्लस. यानी कि योर इनफ्लो शुड बी ग्रेटर देन आउटफ्लोज. अगर नहीं तो वो चैरिटी भी नहीं कर पाओगे आप. तो एवरीथिंग स्टार्ट्स विद प्रॉफिट. एंड हाउ एंड व्हेन डू ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस मेक अ प्रॉफिट? क्योंकि हर पर्सन के एक्शन में फाइनेंशियल इम्प्लीकेशन है. इफ यू आर अ सेल्स पर्सन, योर जॉब इज नॉट ओनली टू सेल. It is to sell at the right price, on the right terms, on the correct credit period. Otherwise, वही सेल से नुकसान भी हो सकता है. When you buy, you got to understand the quantity that you are buying, the volume that you are buying, how much inventory you have to maintain, what price, etc., etc. So, unless all these people who do these things, the person handling the purchase function, person handling the sales function, unless their actions are financially intelligent actions, तो कंपनी की प्रॉफिट इज नथिंग बट. So what a ridiculous statement thinking that finance happens in finance department. In fact, much of what we call finance actually accounting होती है ना.
Yep.
After the rest of the organization has finished doing whatever they're doing, the finance people come into the picture. No fault of theirs. उनका काम ही तब शुरू होता है जब सब कर चुके होते हैं, पोस्टमार्टम करते हैं, and then they tell you whether the organization has made a profit or not. And profit being generated by everybody else.
Exactly. And that's
Department to calculate कर रहा है profit. So the real finance management is happening outside, and therefore your opening statement become very, very important. Unless every individual understands how to quantify, how to convert your action into financial implication, and then take financially intelligent actions, only then your organization will be profitable, and only then it will survive and it will thrive.
100%. You mentioned in your book how the finance department is more of, they play the role of that of an umpire. What an umpire does in a cricket match, they're just maintaining the scorecard. It's the players who are accountable for the
Within
profit.
the match. Correct. Very
Yes.
very.
And you very well touched upon one point where you said, okay, maybe in the 70s when the businesses were more centered around operations, ki banana aana chahiye, and then so on and so forth. We started the business owners, entrepreneurs started looking at, okay, how marketing aani chahiye. And then now, you're bringing in, okay, it's the finance that should be the core. A side follow-up question. Do you think also because back in the 70s, a manufacturing business, the kind of profit margins they had, they were focused more on just manufacturing more. And as and more we evolve with economies of scale, the margins go down. We are now looking more in the finances.
The Angad, perhaps my statement is being misinterpreted. I'm saying is important है. Product, मैं उसको underestimate नहीं कर रहा हूँ. Production important है, marketing important है, finance. I'm saying owner की orientation क्या होनी चाहिए? What function should handle yourself and what function can be delegated? Old thinking was production हम संभालेंगे, marketing delegated, finance should be delegated, etc., etc. Then they realize no, marketing I should be a market oriented person. And now you realize, listen, delegate everything else. Finance आप कराएगा ना, then your business will, because finance hurts you here. Mismanagement का result, और सबसे ज्यादा पेन किसको होता है? ओनर को होता है. तो सबसे करेक्ट डिसीजंस कौन लेगा? ओनर लेगा.
Yep. And
Owner's orientation has to be, I must control finance.
right. So as next gen in the family business, as someone who's just joined the family business, and I have my friend Aditya who's also just joined. He's the gentleman 10 years back who recommended your book to me. Hey, Aditya.
Thanks, Aditya.
So, my question is, owner अगर finance देख रहा है, अभी क्या होता है, as next gen, as second generation in the business, third generation in the business, someone who has spent say 2 years in the business, the first thing that they start with is operations, or they start with HR. So my question is, what exactly is the first step the next gen should do when they join the business to understand this?
You see, the next gen should first of all come armed with financial understanding.
Okay.
किसी फॉर्चुनेटली हम सेकेंड जेन की बात कर रहे हैं तो चांसेस आर उनके पेरेंट्स ने अर्लियर जनरेशन ने ये सब सिस्टम डाल के रखे हुए हैं एंड द फैक्ट द नेक्स्ट जेन इज जॉइनिंग द बिजनेस दैट मींस दोस गाइस हैव डन समथिंग राइट इन देयर लाइफ सब कुछ गलत तो है नहीं बट दिस जेन दैट इज जॉइनिंग द बिजनेस आई एम सेइंग उनकी ओरिएंटेशन अगर फाइनेंस की होगी ना देन वी आर मेकिंग द बिजनेस इज बी हैंडेड ओवर बाय द फर्स्ट जनरेशन टू द सेकंड जनरेशन इन सेफ हैंड्स पर अगर इफ दे स्टार्ट थिंकिंग ये मेरा काम नहीं है क्यों काम नहीं है क्योंकि मैं तो इंजीनियरिंग की है मैंने तो मार्केटिंग की है एंड दे थिंक मेरा ये तो कभी ना कभी वन वुड लैंड अप पेइंग अ प्राइस फॉर इट बिकॉज यू माइट बी अवेयर मैंने कई बार बोला भी है कि it is an established fact that financial mismanagement is responsible for 90 to 95% of business failures in the world. यानी कि अगर 100 businesses fail होते हैं तो उसमें से 1995 businesses fail because of financial mismanagement. And guys, don't misinterpret finance as accounting. I'm not saying you handle accounting, guys. But you should understand the business's finance. Keep a finger on the pulse of the business. Monitor the numbers. Monitor the balance sheet. Your accounts department will do its job. But you should know what kind of MIAs you should generate. You should know what frequency you should generate it. You should know ये data किसके साथ share करना चाहिए. You know, as your friend said, वरुण ने जो बोला कि I make it simple. तो क्या होता है कि मैं कई बार ज्यादा ही सिंपल बना देता हूँ उसको. And then I tell, and people say, यार ये तो बड़ा easy subject है. Even though maybe I have little oversimplified. And then I tell them 90 to 95% businesses fail due to financial mismanagement. तो ये contradictory लगता है. यार ये तो इतना आसान है. And then you say, don't people understand this? My answer is, and mind you, I'm talking about the biggest of businesses. Huh? My answer is, number one, yes, they don't understand. Number two, even if they do understand, the data doesn't get generated. Number three, if data does get generated, it doesn't reach the right person. Number four, if it reaches the right person, the fellow doesn't know what to do with that data. You know, इतना deep rooted problem है ये. So you have to educate everybody in your company. You have to design relevant information. Relevant information should come out at the right time. अगर मैं आपको वही बैलेंस शीट साल के बाद दे रहा हूँ, how will it help you if you know कि यार पूरा साल ये गड़बड़ हो गई थी? You got to monitor, and therefore your budgeting system should be in place. Your forecasting should be happening. You should monitor these numbers so regularly that if things are going out of hand, you get a chance to put the train back on track, very, very soon. तो ये सब orientation अगर next gen वाले लेकर आएंगे, then I think they would जो first gen ने इतनी मेहनत से business खड़ा किया है, तो second gen will be able to, number one, protect it, and number two, grow it further.
Perfect. So what I got, I'll just summarize it quick. Number one, understand the data. Number two, get the data collection system in place, then data interpretation, and the monitoring system should be in place, which is on-time monitoring. So it's not too late to take, and then based on the monitoring system, take decisions, the financial decision.
Not okay, you should come to know the moment it's not okay, na?
So that's a typical.
That doesn't help you much.
So this is the typical roadmap the next gen should follow to understand the financial, 1, 2, 3 baby steps.
That is handed over to them remains financially intelligent, healthy. Hi Abhishek, good evening.
Perfect. And you very well also touched upon this in this conversation, how there is, a lot of next gen confuse accounting with finance. And you very well also explained this in your book.
Warning them, please don't confuse accounting with finance. They're two different subjects. When I say you should be finance oriented, you need not even know how to make a balance sheet. It's okay. You should understand the importance of getting the balance sheet made. When you get it, you should know how to read it, how to interpret it. Can you imagine a doctor taking decisions about your health without knowing how to read those blood test reports? उसको blood test report, pathology report नहीं आएगा तो चलेगा. Because somebody has to do it and give him the report, for him to know how healthy is that body.
And interpret the numbers, set the right numbers, set the right ratios, and identify what numbers are key to driving growth in our respective organizations. And I would say 80% of the numbers, I would say the ratios that we have to concentrate on are mostly common in most businesses. I come from a manufacturing background.
Very.
And how we do it is we every month we have 18 points we review. And these points are right from what is the GP, the gross profit that we had for this month, what is the targeted gross profit. Then we also budget the entire month, expenses of the entire month. Okay, this is the budget, this is the logistics part of it. We look at another number that is very important is our receivables, accounts receivables from different clients, and what is the accounts in the sense receivables, maybe what is the timeline, how late is, how with respect to number of days, how late are we here, which helps us take those financial decisions in a way, which customer to serve, which customer to put a priority on, and so on and so forth. And this definitely helps me get a grip, and I am myself.
Thing that you mentioned can be discussed for hours actually. What do you see out of these ratios? How do you monitor? How do you make sure वो debtors का number of days आगे नहीं जाना चाहिए? हर एक के लिए एक system set हो सकते हैं. Do you treat different customers differently, or do you have a standard policy? And what happens? Do you impose penalties when people give it late? Is there an incentive to pay you on time or not? अगर जो time पे देता है, जो time पे नहीं देता है, if he get treated at par, then there is no incentive to pay you on time. So do you have systems in place for the subtle things that each of these can be fine-tuned to a great extent further? I'm glad what you said. What you said is absolutely right. And I'm assuming you might be doing it also, but I'm just adding a little my 2 bits to it.
No, I'm doing it. And the biggest challenge that I personally face is in the data collection. Because that is
A very, very strong ERP system, depending on the size of the business, should be there. So a lot of data will get collected and generated thanks to the system. So again, another mismatch happens is the scale of operations is very high, but the accounting system that you use is very, very rudimentary.
and accounting system bhi laga diya, SAP bhi laga diya. It is eventually the down the level operator, the person who's the data entry operator, who's in a way responsible for the data.
You know, on this topic, I must share with you a very interesting thing. I am into this training thing by hobby. I was a practicing CA and we used to do all this. And dhire, this training bug bit me. And today we train out well over 3,000 companies across the globe. And invariably, what used to happen was the next step after training would be people would ask for getting involved and giving them consulting, which I can't do, which I keep refusing, saying I don't have the bandwidth for it. But having realized how bad is the need, somewhere along the line, we created a very interesting concept called FIO. FIO is a financially intelligent organization. FIO as opposed to an FII. Yani ki if somebody attends the training program with us, we say now what we have done, we have created a financially intelligent individual. But that's not what is required is a financially intelligent organization. Now, what is the difference? How will the organization be? You know, it's like an ISO certificate. It's probably the first of its kind in the world. हम आपको certify करेंगे you are an FIO. Now, to become an FIO, there are two things. Number one, training is a very important part because everybody has to understand the subject. Half the job is we'll train, but we won't train selectively. Unlike normally a company would invite me and say, अनिल ये 500 लोगों को ट्रेन करना है. ऐसा नहीं. अगर आपके पास 10,000 लोग काम करते हैं तो हम 10,000 को ट्रेन करेंगे. We will take a call. ये 10,000 में से 6,000 people need just about a 2-hour sensitization whereas this key people need maybe a 5-day physical live face-to-face. Others we will train using videos, we'll train using e-learning, whatever. But training is half of it. The other half is then going into systems. We go into your systems, we study accounting systems, we study reporting systems, we design customized MIS reports for you. कि ये वाली report will tell you किस frequency में निकलनी चाहिए. We identify which report should be given to which individual, and we'll make sure by the time the fellow receives that report, we have simultaneously trained him to read, interpret, take action based on that report. So now when information gets generated on time, reaches the right person and the right person knows what to do with that information, then hum certify karenge you are now an FIO. My dream, Angad, is in the years to come, a banker will refuse a loan if a company is not an FIO. A shareholder would not buy the shares if a company is not FIO. Why? What a company not FIO means what? It's not financially intelligent. If it's not financially intelligent, it is a matter of time before that company will get into trouble. And when it gets into trouble, the owner is not the only one who loses. The bankers lose money, the vendors lose money, employees lose jobs, shareholders lose money. It is in the mutual interest of everybody that an organization is an FIO. What I'm telling your listeners right now is all of you, not from me, all of you should strive to become FIOs. And for that, if the next gen is armed with, first of all, they understand the importance of the subject. Number two, they are armed with the understanding of the subject. Then you will make sure your organization is a financially intelligent one. And I can't even begin to tell you the benefit that will accrue because of this.
You very, very well explained, and given as the the owners in the share, the top shareholders of any company, our number one KRA is profitability, how to make profit. And for that, I think the FIU, what you explained and how you explained it so well, I am already intrigued in getting to know about this program and how, I mean, a lot of us have that misconception that it's only the 6, 7 people sitting in the finance department are responsible for finance.
And at the point of offending them, they are my fraternity. I say, unko chhod ke rest of the organization is finance people. These are the only non-finance people in your company जो अपने आप को finance बोलते हैं. They're very important. They know what to do, but they are not there when finance management is happening.
Yeah, they're not responsible for the purchasing. They're not responsible for the operations, for any other wastages.
HR वो सब कोई और कर रहा है.
100%. So, my last question here is, given that we are coming towards the end of our conversation here, what is the biggest mistake next gen in the business make, and how can they avoid it?
See, my subject is finance, so I'll harp on the same point again and again. The biggest mistake they make is, number one, they neglect the subject of finance. Not why segregate next gen? Everybody. Startup को entrepreneur itna enthused, he comes into a business. He's got some technology which he thinks can change the world, which perhaps can. He's so focused on that finance तो सोचता ही नहीं वो सोच रहे अभी funding कहाँ से आएगी. In fact, the wrong funding itself takes your business down later on sometimes. He's worried about how do I set up the production facility. Finance is the last thing. You read in the paper about these unicorns, you read in the paper about these success stories, but for every success story that you read, there were probably 10,000 startups that didn't succeed, they failed. उसके बारे में कोई लिखता नहीं है. And if you study those, chances are most of them failed because of they neglected the subject of finance. By the time they start realizing its importance, it's too late. Next gen guys are lucky because they are jumping into a business which is already running. And their earlier generation has already set systems in place. So the first thing they should do is, number one, make sure you continue the whatever has been said. Nothing should get off track. But number two, make sure that if the financial systems are not in place, please bring them there. And thereafter, if not your entire focus, a significant portion of your time should be devoted to managing the finance of your business.
So when you say when you said like a significant portion, I'll just share my experience how we do it. So every Tuesday, 3 to 4 p.m., we have a finance review.
Every Tuesday, okay.
Every Tuesday, once a week, we've said, okay, 3 to 4, we will only be reviewing the 18 points that I have, that I review, that I think are the driving points of my manufacturing business.
Points over here. From what I hear from you, Angad, you are already pretty well aware, and I think most of the things seem to be on track, which I'm very happy to hear about. I wish more people emulate. 3 things I would like to recommend to your viewers if they don't do. Number one, guys, accounting is historical. But if you have a very, very strong budgeting system, forecasting system, that is one thing that will help you a lot. Knowing what went wrong because you do historical is one thing. Knowing in future क्या होने वाला है, And that will happen if your budgeting system is robust. You know, if I do a projected cash flow statement and I know today in the month of May that, you know, August में मेरा इतना पैसा कम पड़ने वाला है, then you can start the process of arranging before time. Otherwise, you'll know there's a shortfall after the shortfall has occurred. Number one. Number two, I would strongly recommend, particularly if you're in manufacturing, you must know about your business, the contribution that you generate. Contribution is a technical word from the field of costing. All your costs can be divided into variable costs and fixed costs. From your sales, if you minus the variable cost, you arrive at contribution. I was writing a LinkedIn post the other day that everyone talks about the power of compounding. Very important concept. But there is an equally important concept called contribution, which not enough people understand. That is something which you must know, and that can be a game changer for you. And number three, I would urge you to get into the habit of preparing on a regular basis. अंदर आपको भी बोल रहा हूं, अगर आप नहीं करते हो तो something known as a funds flow statement. Cash flow statement बनता होगा. People make balance sheets, people make profit loss, people make a cash flow statement, but they may not make a funds flow statement. Today is not the time to elaborate on what it is. A little research will tell you how it is prepared. A funds flow statement, उसकी अगर वो उसका weekly नहीं तो monthly basis पे अगर आप fund flow का भी review करोगे ना, that will help you a lot.
Wow. Wow. Thank you. You know, while you were saying, I'm making my notes here, everything that you're saying. So, you know, it's been a learning session for me as well. And well, thank you for being right on point and, you know, hitting the bullseye here with your valuable suggestions and comments. And we value it much more. And anyone who would like to get in touch with Dr. Anil Lamba, I will tag him in this post here. And anyone who would like to know more about the financial intelligent organizations, you can get in touch with him. So if you want to share your website or how they can get in touch with you for understanding more. All right. All right. Perfect. Perfect. So I think this is it for now. Thank you everyone for joining us. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your attention and your lovely, lovely comments, everyone.
Thanks, Angad, for inviting. Pleasure talking to you. Thank you.
Likewise. Likewise, sir. Thank you. Bye.